Airstream Interstate 24X, real deal, off-road review, cold start. It's freezing. It is Northern Virginia. We're up here. We got hammered with this snowstorm last night. Supposed to give us like 20 inches. It did not. It gave us about 9 inches of snow. And then we had like, I don't even know, like 9 hours of freezing rain. And it was nasty. So the freezing rain knocked down the snow. What happened is, I'll show you on a different view, but it basically made right now where even me walking, I'm barely even punching through the snow right now. So let's show you what we're working with. Get the van warmed up, test it out. So the van is in defrost right now. Everything's running. I do keep it plugged in at nighttime. You can see that plug right there next to that tractor. So it has full batteries, etc. When I say plugged in, I mean the shoreline. But right now it is covered in ice. So you may be thinking, it ain't that much snow. I get it. You see my hand going through this at all right now? It's all ice. So we're gonna let it run for a little bit and then we'll go from there. As far as the settings, the heated windshield is on. We're gonna really see what difference. Rocky's like, just get in the van, let's go. We're gonna really see the difference that makes. So what that means is defrost is on. Turn itself, maybe I didn't turn it on when I reset it. Heated windshield is now on. And let's see what happens. It's gonna take a little while to get warmed up. We're gonna get it on down the road. So what I am gonna do to help this out on my driveway is I'm gonna run the side-by-side just a little bit because this is bad stuff, man. Like, kind of punching through, but if you guys know anything about a bunch of ice on top of snow, it can play havoc on some four-wheel drive systems. So we don't wanna get stuck. This is my carport under construction. I feel like everything around here is under construction, but under construction. Normally right now, I would actually get a killer video testing out the new Tesla Model S Plaid in the snow, but this is too risky and I ain't gonna bang that car up right now. So yeah, side by side's warmed up. We're gonna make a couple passes, see how that does. And then we'll get back there. Cool, them solar panels need to defrost and start producing some power. We'll get back there, pull that car out, pull the Sprinter out, see what happens. Okay, so my driveway is very long and very steep. So I'm gonna run it side by side up and down it a couple times to help break the ice up a little bit, just to make sure I got control. The road we're coming down to, I live way back in the mountains on dirt roads. So this is the road. You gotta be really cautious. All right, guys, undetermined amount of time. I don't know, it's been quite a while, but the car is defrosted beautifully. It's working out beautifully. And I know I got a weird itch. No, I'm not taking my son's Nissan out, but I got a weird itch, man, to pull the GLS 63 out, do a snow review. But, yeah, answer is no. It'll sit here. Why? I'll be honest, guys, the GLS 63 is a beast in the snow, and I mean an absolute beast. However, I have summer tires, performance tires on this right now with zero traction. So it would be stupid. So it'll sit right where the hell it's at, and it'll wait for another day. However, the Airstream got four-wheel drive. It's got decent tires. Let's see how it handles a little bit of inclement weather for real. All right, guys, we're leaving the driveway. Again, my driveway is very, very steep. So we are in four-wheel drive. I have the transmission in first gear, locked in first gear, doing anything I can to try to help slow it down so I can stay off the brakes and just use the engine to back it off. Very, very important coming down steep hill with a vehicle as big as this. Again, Interstate 24X, little ice snow review. Nothing crazy, but this is all ice, slush, and mess down here. So we'll see how it handles it. I don't think it'll be any problem. So this may not look bad. This is 100% snow, about 10 inches of snow, and then they got hit with about 6 to 7 hours of freezing rain, and it's all compacted right now. So it's not a good situation, to be honest with you, but thank God it's not much deeper. So as long as we keep momentum, keep power, try to keep the Sprinter in a good RPM range so we have instant power. Like even these little hills, I would definitely, as I am right now, building up speed, putting some torque in the motor. Nothing crazy. Speed is not the answer on snow and ice typically, but you want to keep just enough momentum to keep you moving forward. Losing momentum on this stuff especially, bad idea. So these areas where you got to be really careful. So you want to stay in the tire marks. Left and right side may look like an alternative. That's a rut. It's about a foot deep often. And then right now it's obviously full of water, snow, mud, slush, and ice, which I don't care what kind of four-wheel drive system you have. If you drop down into them, you can be in a world of shit. I've seen many Jeep Wranglers hung up And little ruts like that, I know right now they can't. If you high center, you pull out, your axles get buried, you drop. It can be tricky. So, yeah, stay in the proper ruts in the middle and not the side ruts off to the side here. Like, see down in there, that could be nasty. It may not look nasty on camera, but if somebody lives back here, I can tell you that can get you hung up or in a problem real quick. One of the things you got to keep in mind driving one of these bigger vans is what can pull you out, right? Even a decent truck may struggle pulling this big ass van. So again, something to think about. Don't get stuck. That's the rules. Don't get stuck. Now let's be polite. Don't get me stuck. You can get over a little bit. Don't make me lose my momentum. Let's see real quick if this person's from. There you go. Stay with it. I like it. Again, we're down here in these areas. This may not look that bad, but you got to be hella careful. Yeah, got to be careful. It really don't matter what system you have, what tires you have. If you get off in some of this stuff to the left and right, you're stuck. So far, pleasantly surprised with the van. Doing fantastic. So this is a good example of exactly what I was talking about. Somebody was driving along, took their eyes off the road for a minute. This little stuff right here looked like something good to drive on, and then you break through. And can you imagine in a normal car, even a hell of a truck, SUV, you break through? I mean, that can pop a tire, mess up. That can cause real damage. You can see where they pulled through right there, so that's good. Looks like a dually, probably somebody pulling a horse trailer or something. And God, you got to be careful, because last thing you want to do is be out here and throw a wheel, pop a wheel, get hung, something. Now, granted, I know most everybody on this road, so it wouldn't be a big deal. I'd go find a tractor and get them to rip me out, but you're just adding time, logistics, headache, possibly damage to the vehicle. Towing vehicles out of stuff can cause damage real damn quick. So again, best bet, avoid it before it happens. Now we're getting off this about 4-mile stretch of private dirt road and getting onto VDOT maintained road, VDOT, Virginia Department of Transportation, obviously. So we're going from hardball to just like that. Now, the one thing about the Mercedes, guys, there ain't push to shift, push on the fly, forward drive. So we're gonna go into neutral. We're in neutral, come down here, turn off forward drive, go back into drive. Hopefully it kicks us out. We'll see. I just felt it. Yep. So you can literally feel it kick out and it's off. So now we're in 2-wheel drive. Look at this beautiful, salted, sanded, blacktop road. Everybody wants to live on a dirt road until you actually live on a dirt road. And then you can't have a clean car. Nothing makes sense half the time. Your vehicles are dirty 24/7. Can't really get plowed. And then you turn onto a hardball and you're like, damn, that's kind of nice. That's the truth. All right, guys, we are back. Nighttime, late at night, and we are coming off the hardball onto about 4-ish miles of dirt, still covered in the slush and ice. We're going to go back in the neutral here. Now, one thing I'll always recommend you guys, there we go, back on forward drive, is in a Sprinter, you cannot shift into forward drive when you're stuck. You kind of can every once in a while, but it's very unreliable and it probably won't hit. So if you think you need forward drive, go into four-wheel drive first. Neutral, forward drive, back into drive. Sometimes the van likes a little bit of momentum to lock itself in. So just be aware that if you're sitting there stagnant, you may or may not be able to shift into four-wheel drive. It's definitely not a shift on the fly system, so keep that in mind. So with the temperature right now, it is literally, I think, like 19 degrees, not including the wind chill. We are on top of ice and snow, slush, and it's all frozen solid like a sheet of ice. So I gotta maintain momentum. Oh, I'm sliding right there. Maintain momentum going up, sliding again. Maintain momentum going up and maintain control going down. Very damn important. With these vans, you don't wanna get sideways. I'm not so much worried about flipping. I'm not going fast enough to do that, but I don't wanna get sideways and become horizontal in this single lane road. You gotta remember, I got elevation to the left, a little bit of elevation to the right. I got ruts. If you go sideways, this is not good. You gotta watch that pothole's real deep. Son, somebody's been hitting that today, so speed. So we're gonna pause this now. I'll turn it back on with some hills, and this is gonna be the biggest test this van had. No, this is not deep snow. I'm not saying it is. It's relatively easy as far, I mean, you don't need ground clearance right now. I'll be honest, the all-wheel drive car and snow tires low to the ground is probably a better option for this stuff than a big four-wheel drive truck. That's the truth. Big old four-wheel drive truck on some mudders right here is not going to be so good. All-wheel drive car that's heavy with winter tires, studded tires, would be a beast on this. So for example, my wife drives a Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive with winter tires on it. Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive with winter tires is a beast as long as ground clearance is not needed. So we're gonna go ahead and turn on, now that car is passed, our overhead spotlight. Boom. Make the nighttime come alive. It's got a light bar on top. So let's roll. All right, this turn has claimed a lot of cars. They cut it too low. It's a little steeper than it probably looks, and they'll get sucked into the side. So you gotta take this turn a little bit wide. Maintain throttle and momentum. Don't stop. Boom, pull through. That's good. Now this road, we're turning off of the main dirt road, which is also bad, onto the side dirt road, which is always worse. So you see the snow there. It's a little better. Better in that it's deeper, not better than it's better for the car. So our main concern here, we still got to watch the damn ruts. We still got to keep this thing straight. We got to absolutely maintain momentum, and we got to be smart, really smart about what we're doing in this van right now. Okay, another basically 90-degree turn here. With these turns, you got to remember, you got to go in slow enough not to keep sliding forward, but fast enough to maintain momentum. And you're best in areas like this to really know the damn road. So what happens to people where they really get into trouble is when you get into areas like this and you don't know the road, the turns, what's coming up, where the ruts are, where the huge potholes just underneath are. That's the stuff in this situation that gets you caught up real damn quick. So luckily for me, I've driven this road about 5 million times. So this portion is a steady climb for about the last half mile. It's just a slow climb up as we're climbing the ridge here back towards my property. And again, not challenging. I can promise you a rear-wheel drive Transit or a rear-wheel drive Mercedes would already be stuck. No question. I've seen them stuck a million times on wet grass, wet damn dirt. Transits and ProMasters rear-wheel drive, our Transits and Sprinters rear-wheel drive are horrible. Front-wheel drive ProMaster with good tires is actually pretty damn good. I've owned a couple of them with BFG KO2s on them, and they do okay. Much better than a rear-wheel drive Transit. But truth be told, four-wheel drive Mercedes, or I'm hoping the all-wheel drive Transit handles this no problem. I don't have an all-wheel drive Transit. I've never driven one, but one of the guys that works with me does. So maybe we'll see if we can get his all-wheel drive Transit out and test it out on these roads. And he lives back here as well, so he'll know for sure. But that's it. Continue the journey up the ridge, back to the property. On our last big climb here, I didn't catch the beginning part of it because I was trying to keep two hands on the wheel to feel if my back end was sliding around a little bit. Ah, that's mucked up right there. Dang on. So we're about to hit my property line in a minute, and my biggest concern right now is my driveway. My driveway is very steep and about a quarter mile long, and that's my concern. So worst case, the reality is I'm already prepared to walk it. If I start getting up and I start losing traction, I'm just gonna let the van back itself back down. I'll park it, it is what it is. I'll deal with it in the morning. Forcing stuff breaks things. And again, like, I'm not trying to break a brand new Airstream just because I wanna, not walk half a quarter mile. So we're already on my property line now, everything to the right, I own. Somebody went off in my ditch, that pisses me off. That's okay. Now, right here, I gotta hit this and maintain. And this is gonna be tough. Full throttle right now, pretty much hammered down. Reason, we get up here, this is gonna get real steep real quick, and this will give you fits big time coming up. Maintain, Aaron, maintain. Drive it like you stole it. We're doing fantastic, man. This thing is traction up on me, I love it. And I'll tell you right now, that gray Model S Plaid, not so good. That Model S, or Model 3 with snow tires right in front of us, beast, absolute beast in the snow. So we'll get this parked, do a quick overview, and call it a night. All right, guys, so that wraps it up for the Interstate 24X. We're in the back right now. Big man Rocky chilling back there. And I love this rig. Is build quality up to Airstream's reputation? It's not. It's not. Got a lot of problems with this van. I'll go over that in a different video. A couple things that this Airstream could dramatically improve that, in my opinion, they dropped the ball on, and it ain't Airstream quality, but it is on an Airstream product. That's a problem. Overall, I'm 80% happy with the van. from what it is. Why did I choose the Airstream and not a private van maker for the price? This is obviously more expensive because of the warranty and national level coverage, right? Airstream has a dealer network, covers all US. You gotta be cautious buying one-off vans from one-off makers if you have a problem. Do they make a better product? Probably. Is the Airstream actually below them in my opinion? Yes. Can Airstream support their product better than any of the one-off makers? No question. So that's it. Brand new Interstate 24X from Airstream. How's it doing in snow? I don't really know. Today I'm not going to say it was a snow review. It was definitely an ice, sleet, freezing rain snow review, but we need a little bit deeper snow to really test it out. That's it. Ridgeside K9. I wanted to show this because nobody's going to believe me, right? I am sliding right now on this ice. You can see I'm not even indenting it. I'm going right over it. So that's what we were just driving on. So when we get here, this is all complete ice as we go down. You can see right here, the dog standing right there. He's not punching through anything. He's just walking on top of it. Everything is frozen. So this shit's slick, and I mean real slick. Look at this. I'm sliding down my driveway that we just drove up, and I don't even know if I'll be able to get back up this if I slide too far, but it's real slick out here, man. And so I got to give credit where credit's due. You can see this stuff. I mean, this is literally inches and inches of ice and frozen rain. And the Interstate did good, came right up it. So that's not bad. Construction going on as always. But that's it. We'll get this turned off, logged in. You can see there, man, if you can kind of see where it did not too bad. So is what it is.